Brian Monk here, reading from my book, Hawk. We live in a society that affects us like women living in the same house who ovulate simultaneously. So too the blood flow to our loins when the moon is half full. The week is nearing Thursday, when people are yearning food, beer, sex, rest, sloth, death, escape. The millennium has us by our loins. It's an inescapable paradox that offers great revelations afterwards. Only after great sacrifice or great acceptance of the manifested God of the animus, the reptilian nature within, the light bearer, it manifests in another level of consciousness that can only be perceived by those who reject the body, the blood, and all its hormonal drugs of choice. The worst kind of help in an unrecognized, underdeveloped, insufficient one, religion. It offers utopian ideals of virtue and escape, all attainable, but offering no leeway for flexibility. Meditation and yoga offer the consumer a psycho-spiritualization of sex, love, Buddha, where the loins of the masses are kept at bay temporarily by divine energies. Collective consciousness allows a few hours of hyper-spiritual heightened transcendence, but the earthly spirits will not allow that to continue in suburban existence. Temporarily, until the moon comes into play again, our Kundalini love-making sessions just aren't what they used to be, or hashish smoking mixed with meditation just isn't what it used to be. Unless you're a monk or nun, you will become dysfunctional. Arguments are made by dysfunctional people who are temporarily or constantly possessed by the spirits we call disputers. Psychics put up with it all the time. People that dispute everything you say and then attack you and scream at you, get you fired or bring you to court. It happens. Get insured. Find yourself a good lawyer, especially if you're a man. You will become dysfunctional. Arguments are made by dysfunctional people living in denial. Acceptance of reality leads to suffering. God wants us to accept suffering. Most people that heard me say God now are infected temporarily by a spirit called a disputer. It's calling me names. God, for my God, is not a religious, institutional God. It's a spiritual God. I accept it. I accept that if I don't, I will end up like the people who are thinking they hate the word God. Change with age. We deny the effects fun has on our bodies until we see our friends die of ecstasy-related death, alcohol-related death, etc., etc. The older you get, if you live in a city, the more it happens. Unless you want to live in denial. We begin to suffer. We again need God. Unless you come from a godless family. And then put this book down. Stop listening to me speaking on the video and go away. Or we deny the need to conform. We begin to look like monkeys, or snakes, or dogs. We deny our own euphemisms. Yo, dog. Hey, she's a cougar. What a cat. What a snake. We, the people who don't know what we are talking about, don't deserve explanations, so we become the participating audience in the circus of animus. It really is worse when it's subtle and cannot be seen by the naked eye of the ordinary person that doesn't really care about anything. The all-knowing consumer is no different, to the uneducated third world person. No brighter and only more physically comfortable, which makes his spiritual existence worse than the impoverished third world person who believes in the soul. Life springs eternal. Yet, we're living in a world of sloth versus energy, ignorance versus enlightenment, spirituality versus science, humanity versus inhumanity. Questions enter into denial of truths. Village idiots that are the bane of our existence now, one of the scourges of the millennium, are in the workplace. They resemble a genius in their own right, and the voice of their masters, slightly bigger fish within their brains. Mother complexes, endless, and subconscious fears, and father complexes, endless, manifesting as sexual compulsion and overcompensation for all mankind, and all womankind. The next 1,000 years is a time of great acceptance and freedom for womankind. Human being women. The consumer heaven, hell, purgatory is all a big part of that. People are literally being born into consumer existences of get out of school, go to college, get married, have children. It's all good. It is. It is all good if you're able to create a wholesome household. Sometimes that's life. Working class, middle class, upper class, it's all the same. We're all equal if you can create a wholesome household. Now, are men the new swinehounds of the millennium? Secretly hoarding riches from women, the new fascists of the millennium? No, they're just the monsters. Forget them. Should we be subjected to all the hatred and blame that evil and ignorant people who are infected by negative spirits throw our way? No. Shouldn't they be happy with what they have? No, they can't be. They're spiritually unwell, spiritually unhappy. We have to pray for them to go away because they won't want healing, even if they pay for it. They don't really want it. What they need is an exorcism. What they truly, truly need is our help to exorcise them of the spirits that are making them suffer. They are not our enemies. They are victims. Brian Monk, signing off. God bless all humans.